Hello and welcome to the PM Models Show. Here we are with you on Wednesday the 21st of April 2021. How are we doing, everybody?
Fine now, thanks.
Brilliant. Yes, very well, thank you.
That's it. You had the rush over the weekend has sort of passed and all the rest of it with AK. Everyone saying, where is it?
Well, from Monday really, because it didn't get launched till Monday afternoon, was it? Because I was putting it all together Saturday. Yes, we have had a really good response to it, to be honest. Yes.
We're still powering through the orders that have come through the past couple of days, and they should be finished
this afternoon. We'll get them gone, get them out either later on or in the morning for the last few from last night and today, this morning. So yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, no, it's been really good response for the real colours. So
just make one apology. On the Air series, the last three paints that were shown in stock, we weren't actually sent. And two people had ordered one of each of one of the three, so we refunded them for the difference. I'm
going to find out why they didn't come either, because obviously we ordered the full lot, so it's a bit bizarre why they're not there, but they are a bit weird colours.
We haven't been invoiced, we've checked, haven't we? But I put everything, presumed that everything was in, and I put the minimum numbers in for those numbers, and we didn't actually receive them.
So we'll chase that up, find out why, but yes. Best thing is, though, they don't fit on the rack.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there's no room for them on the rack, so I don't know quite what,
Are they sort of afterthought colours?
There's like 4 colours, there's 4 extra colours that won't fit on the rack.
Well, one's an RLM black grey, which is a standard type of colour.
I think one's a Swedish green. Right. They're like Draken, I think, would be on a Draken. That I can't pronounce the name. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that.
I can't feel what the other one was.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, anyway. So we'll chase up and we'll order them in anyway. We will have them in because we'll do it on the next order because we're going to do a bit of a top up already, to be honest, because they've done that well. We're going to whack another order in and keep them in stock, keep stock good.
Yes, definitely. So just to show people, at the moment, if you like to draw your attention over to the PM store, as I say, we had a bit of a move around and now it is all live. We've got the actual AK Extreme Metal ones. We sort of got the real colour sets and all the rest of it there. We've got the, this is for the standard colours, if you like. So these are your generics, reds, blues, oranges and all the rest of it as it goes through. Then it goes down into the armoured fighting vehicle colours.
Yeah.
So they are all down in this section because this is how AK do it. So we've sort of just mirrored how it all is down in there. Okay, so that's those ones down in there. And then obviously if you go up for the next section, it's into the Air series. So this is all for your aircraft colours right the way through. So obviously we've got like Russian turquoise green. You've got some really nice colours in this, to be honest. And then obviously all the standard ones that you'll find with all the different services. So obviously you've got all the US Air Force type colours, the greys. Obviously you've got your gunship greys and your sort of glass greys and your dark eagle ones like we like and gulls and things, and then it sort of works its way down in stages through all the different, so you've got the RLM colours and everything for your aircraft. So it is split into two, but that's how they do it. So otherwise you'd be scrolling on forever, quite frankly. So a good job down in these ones as well. So you've got all your RLM colours down the bottom, just down in here as well. So that's where all of those are. So that's really the new ones that are all in now. And then obviously we've got the weathering pencils, we've got the AK interactive stuff, and then obviously the oils. So we had a big restock of oils, although these have been flying out as well, haven't they?
Yeah. Obviously, smoke, the aircraft sets gone.
The aircraft sets sort of disappeared instantly.
Buff, I think, is gone as well already.
Buff's gone.
So again, we're going to re-top them up. We'll just do this top-up order, get them back in. Starship Filth's back in.
Yeah. Turquoise lights, that's a funky colour, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it? Good highlighting colour. And Gundam Blue, look. Coagulated blood. I can't even say the word, never mind.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Very nice. But no, so really nice colours down in there as well. So those are all in. But as I say, we did get, have been this week, been hit pretty hard by everyone buying, because obviously it's a new product and things like that. So a lot of people jumped on, but we were immediately going to get a restock in and we'd be back into it as well. And then Andy's been around and done some bits and pieces in here for like the paintbrushes section, like we were saying.
So here we go, look. That stuff there, go back up, Phil. Just saying, that magic gel for brushes.
Yeah.
I was like, a hair product. I'm going to let Andy...
Is this what Andy's been putting on his head?
Well, I don't know. I think he could literally use it to... Yeah.
Does it make his hair all stay in place, but it's nice and
it's-
soft and smells nice?
Just wonder if it is
Hold on.
potted gel
Hold on. I don't know. But
of some sort.
yeah.
Because to be honest, as we said before, this stuff, which I really do like, it smells just like, oh God, what's that stuff? Like Vicks type stuff. Oh, I've got mine here. Yeah, it literally smells like Vicks.
Does it? I've never smelt it. So.
If you have a whiff, it just smells of Vicks. It brings back my childhood
right.
straight away.
Put some on your chest.
Yes, it is. If you've got a bit of a stuffy chest, rub some on.
So,
if not, it'll make your hairs on your chest nice and soft.
So that what they're saying is there's menthol in that because Vicks is menthol in it.
Yeah.
Menthol rub.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
it
it
is.
is to condition your brushes.
Yeah, definitely, because it does work as well. Because you know, I'm a nightmare of brushes, but that's the only treatment I give mine. I haven't tried that, I must admit, but I do use that. So once I've cleaned them out and they have a proper clean after a build's finished, I always give them a little bit of a dab in that, let it soak in, and then clean them up, repoint the ends, and away we go. And I'm an animal, so if that makes them better, it's good stuff. And one bottle will last you a lifetime. So I've been using it all the time, and I've probably only used 2 mil. So.
Yeah. I think that magic gel is for sharpening your brushes, to getting your tips back and keeping it in shape.
Yeah.
You put it on when you've finished. I think you wash it with your magic potion, and then you gel it up and put it away, and it'll keep its shape.
Yeah.
I'm trying it on one of my Winsor & Newtons because one of my Winsor & Newtons is gonna. I won't say it's completely lost its point, but it's gone a bit out of shape. My number 2. So I've tried it and see if it works. So. Good to know.
Yep.
Yes, definitely. But anyway, all the brushes are in there as well, and those other ones we were talking about the other day, they're all down in here as well. And the other ones, a few of them are out of stock down in there. And yeah, the Abtai Lung brushes as well.
Yeah.
What are they like? Anyone tried them yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Yeah, they're good brushes actually.
Yeah,
not bad at all.
it's just we've had a thing again, a restock of them. To be honest, it's been a bit because we did put in with this order for restocking the Abtai Lungs, but they obviously
only one type came in.
Yeah, only one came out of the whole lot. But again, to be honest with you, if you want budget brushes, you can't go wrong with the Italeri ones as well. I know we've got the AK ones, but them blue-handled Italeri brushes are pretty good brushes as well. I quite rate them.
Yeah, because I use these all the time, to be honest, because you gave me a load, and they are indestructible. Because, to be honest, I was using a very, very hot product this morning, and I used this brush as well, and it's still here. So there's no way I'd use Sable with it, but I was basically using Plumber's PVC weld.
All right.
It worked a treat. Cleaned the brush, lovely.
But again, like I do like the AK ones. I do use the orange ones as well because they're pretty tough as well, especially for weathering. Obviously, they're designed for the enamel and oils and the harder products, shall we say, and they do last. To be honest.
Yes. No. Nice brushes. I like those ones. They're very
Can
very
you
good.
just go back to the AK Real Colour Airs again for us, please, Phil?
Yes.
Just wanted to mention that at the top you've got the things. If you click on, say, for German, and then it brings up all of the German colours.
Blimey, our search engine works. Who'd have thought?
You click on
Oh God!
If you click on British,
So I'll go to Finland.
and then that's because we only had one. I've taken it out of stock.
Oh look, typical.
Should that be Swedish?
Was it Swedish or Swedish?
Yeah, well, I've got Finland on me.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh well. Good old
Oh well,
Finland.
one day we might have a colour. Anyway,
Put the
here we go.
IDF on.
IDF.
There
we go.
IDF colours.
Very nice.
And click on one of the paints. Anyone.
Oh yeah, you get the
So
colour
you get
swatch.
go down. There you go. So you get a colour swatch as well to go with it.
Very nice.
So you.
So depending on what your monitor's saying, because usual thing, I've got 2 monitors in front of me, and on one of them it looks a nice brown colour, and on the other one it looks a bit like diarrhea.
Well, yeah.
So that's my monitors. Which one do you go with? That's the weird.
Well, I'd say the brown one.
I'll go with whatever they tell me to use. So if they say it's a particular one, like this is Braun, it's RLM 8008, I'll go with that.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, it's there for people who need that sort of thing, I suppose. But
yeah, that's it. It's a good way of doing it to give you a rough idea. But you say it does depend on what your monitor's saying. As I say, upstairs I run 3 monitors and they're all different.
Yeah, it's just you're set up in it on your monitor. So yeah, that's the AK stuff that's in. So that's all up running live. So that's good. And actually, funnily enough, had a couple of couple of new arrivals, to be honest, which I weren't expecting. I have to admit, they've just literally tipped up not long ago. So
not even on the website yet.
They're not even up yet.
Not even on the website yet.
Afternoon, no. So the Toyota. We'll start with the Toyota, and like you've just said, you owned one of these.
I did many years ago. Yeah, it was slightly. Well, put it this way: all my friends used to laugh at it and call it my jalopy. If I still had it now, they wouldn't, because it'd be worth a mint. But at the time, it literally, it was just an old farmer's vehicle that I got hold of, and yes, but very classic vehicle. And as you say, never had a problem with the engine. It started first time every time. Things might have fallen off of it, but engine was absolutely bulletproof in that thing.
It's iconic, really. So bearing in mind, this will be the old Esky kit. It'll be like we built the Transits and the other stuff that they're releasing, but it's a good, solid, easy thing to put together. It's like one that me and you could do another rusty jalopy. But yeah, easy, fun build. Then obviously we've got the retrieving the Apollo. So the Sea King that's obviously they used.
So is that 70 seconds, Gav?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah.
I actually don't even know what you get in this, to be honest.
Do you get a capsule?
You get the capsule, you get some bobs with it, which is nice, because you remember the old Airfix one where you used to get the capsule?
Yeah.
And the guy hanging out the door?
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
Classic one. So yes, you can have a bit of an updated one if anybody's interested in that. And then obviously got a couple of Zvezda ones. That's a new release. I think that's a reboxing of the Dragon kit. So that's the Kamaz what is it, 4350?
Yeah.
Another chunky Russian truck.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
That's it, COVID coming through.
That's it. Test, give them a test. And then we've got a BRDM2.
Yeah.
Which again is quite a cool looking old car. I like things like that, to be honest. I think they're good. And you can see a load of them. If you like your weathering, just Google them. And there's loads in Afghanistan and roundabout where they've been abandoned, and they're all different colours, aren't they? So that's about it for a minute. We are waiting, because I've heard that you've started me off, and I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Hold on. The Airfix Sabre has finally been released. So hopefully we've had that on pre-order, so we should be receiving them soon. I don't know when it'll tip up, but yes, soon. So that's something to look forward to. So you'll get one obviously to review, see what you think of it.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
And as soon as they come in, I'll invoice everybody who's pre-ordered them.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And the other thing is, if you don't mind flicking over to the pre-orders, because I've got a bit of announcement to make on those.
Oh, right, okay, hold on. Where are we? Yes, here we are. We're here.
Right, so
as
you can see, the first one is not what I thought it was. It's not that one. Forget that one. Forget that one. They've moved. So we've got the Cobra up. So if we start with the ICM Cobra helicopter. So we've got that up. So if anybody's interested in one of those.
Yeah.
I think that's due the end of May, I think, if I remember rightly. That's 32nd. Interesting.
Obviously,
do you know what? We were talking about what am I going to build this year. I might build that.
Yeah.
Because it's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm with you with that, if I'm honest. I think that's quite a nice. I'd like to say it's a real shame it's not 35th.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. You can't.
No, that's it. Beggars can't be choosers in this case.
No, they can't. But
no.
Being ICM as well, I think it should be pretty decent.
Yes.
So that's up. So that's running. And the other one that we put up, because the other ones are knocking on a bit, is that. So I think we mentioned it last week.
Yeah. We have a picture now.
We have some pictures. We've not got box art, but at least you know what you get in the box now. Which for the price, I think
you're literally talking sort of pocket money, really, because this is 20 quid.
Yeah.
So and as I say, it's got nice decals with it. Hopefully they'll be the good type. And you've got the resin seats and the tyres and the kit for 20 quid. I don't think that's bad at all.
Don't forget, you get an X set and a mass set.
Yeah.
That's included. So I think that's a nice package.
Yes.
Say from Edard. We've had loads and loads of interest on this. What I'm going to do is, spoke to Andy about it. I'm going to shut this on Friday.
Yeah.
So if you want your name down, get it done before it closes, because it's getting again to big numbers, and I want to make sure we can guarantee to get them. So if you want one, please hurry up, get your name down before Friday, probably when we finish the show or whatever on Friday afternoon or that, and then it's going to be closed so we can get the pre-ordering, make sure we're getting the numbers we want. So,
the only thing I'll say, am I the only one who thinks that drawing is an odd shape at the front? It looks like the nose is too long. It looks like a MiG-23 nose on it. Just say the drawing, nothing wrong with the kit because we know the kit. It's just the artwork. It's just the nose looks like it's too long.
Yeah, I can see it. We need Nathan on.
Need Nathan, the tornado expert. But to me, that drawing just looks odd. When I first saw it, I thought that's not right. And it's unusual because let's face it, Ed are normally pretty right. I don't know if perhaps if it's been stretched in some form. Yeah, the actual picture has been pulled out because it just looks a little bit nosy.
Now you've mentioned it, probably, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Now you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, exactly. You've ruined it for me now. Take it off. So that's the pre-orders, as in, we've also got the other ones that are doing, but we've been through them for the past God knows how long. So they're the two newish ones. So yeah, just more want to concentrate on the Desert Babe one because obviously, like I say, we want to get that closed and pre-ordered because it's due the end of May.
Yes, that's right. Yes. It's coming through quick. But also, we've had a ton of interest in that as well. So I think we're near 50, aren't we? So,
Yeah, which is good again. It's
absolutely.
People like a tornado, don't they?
It's amazing. I must admit, if you'd said a year ago before the first Desert Babe come out, I'm amazed by the amount, obviously, we've sold through the company, but also the interest in it as well. I never realised the tornado was that popular.
But is it the golf ones that they're interested in?
Maybe, perhaps it's the schemes and that,
schemes are good. Is it going to be more common for the grey-green ones? And I don't know. Not a tornado aficionado like Nathan is and stuff. But I do think it's the pink.
Yes.
I do think it's the desert. If you release the Jaguar, the Buccaneer in desert pink or whatever that was sprayed in them colours, you'd sell it. I think it sells.
Yes. In some ways, as I say, I think it's a lot more noticeable in the pink than it is if it had been in the wraparound green. And stuff, because it doesn't stand out. But as you say, like that, it does stand out. And I suppose because of the operational point of view as well, with the history side of it, it's quite interesting as well. So that's cool. So, and then you've done a couple of reviews, haven't you? I have. So we've got 2 reviews up for you. So the first one that we did is for this little lump here, which is for the Pucara, which I said is a beautiful kit. It's quite simple in its design. That was the only thing that sort of took me aback. I was expecting it to be far more complicated, but like I explained in the review, I think a lot of that is that the way that it's been molded, and obviously with the actual engineering side of it, it's really well done. So it doesn't have to be in multiple parts. So like this wing system is, when I click through onto the other ones, you can see it's one piece. So whereas traditionally that may be 2 or 3 bits, just so you could get the detail around the areas, they've managed to do it in one, which is a nice, good thing. And same with the top. So these nacelles are like one-piece nacelle. So you just put the front end onto it and away you go. And there's a little cover. This is a cover that goes on the back of them, which is one of those things you're thinking, is there an engine coming down the line then? So, why have the covers for them? But again, it's putting the detail onto it, but it's nice design. And again, the detail that's in the wheel wells is all in it. So whereas before you might have had a few bits going amongst it, they've managed to mould it in one. So very, very nice. So good detail in the wheel wells. I know we always joke about them because you can't see anything in there, but the cockpit's got really nice detail as well, all done in one. So going through, as you can see, it's all moulded in. It's all really, really nice done. The pylons are in, got good features right the way over. So, but the crispness of the details all over it. If we go back to that cockpit.
I'm just looking at the actual sprue attachment points are really fine, aren't they?
Fine, very, very fine. Very nicely done. But, it's nice because technically they could have done it different ways, had a different tail on it, but they have moulded it completely in one. Which makes it, let's face it, you just put the cockpit in and you put the 2 halves together and the wing section goes underneath and it's like, that's it. The only thing I was a little bit disappointed, it would have been nice if we'd have had the control surfaces separately done. So the way they do it is that these go underneath this bit, so this is moulded in one. If that was separate, you could pose it a little bit. The flaps are fully posable. But as I say, on the wings, the ailerons are moulded in position. So again, would have been nice perhaps to do a little bit with that as well. But no, very, very nice. But details generally, as you can see, very, very nice. Again, like you're saying, the attachment points, very fine.
Yeah.
These little ones in here.
So, because this is one of their gold series, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, so this is one of their new laser cut things.
Yeah, because didn't they say that they are kind of parts count simplified for ease of building? I think was that the aim of them before?
Yeah.
Because what was the first one that there was the gold series? That was a gold series one, because I know they've kind of done it with the F18s, but I can't think what it was. Oh,
was it that yak thing?
The trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. It was the trainer, wasn't it? But it's the Mackie one, is it?
Yeah, it's not the Russian one. It's the
Italian one.
Italian one, isn't it? Yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a rat. Turns out, apparently, it's a warthog. Yeah. But it looks more like a rat to me.
It does like that now you've said it, but yeah.
Because I said it's a rat, and I was like, it's a warthog. Yeah, and I was like, it looks like a rat to me.
I thought it was a wild boar.
I thought, a boar, it's a warthog, isn't it? Same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, really nice with the Ecuadorian markings as well. Obviously, we've got the Argentinian ones. There's been a little bit, I've had feedback since I did it, and people saying about the decals are a bit, and all the rest of it. But again, I think it's all it needs. You don't need to go over the top with it. There's a couple of nice little markings. Both of them use it. Let's face it, it's not the most widely used aircraft with hundreds of different users.
You'll be surprised, right? Because Aztec are bringing out a decal sheet. Sri Lanka use it. Colombia's used it. Obviously, Uruguay's on there. There's some really, really nice schemes, but you've got like 20 schemes. Because I was talking to Bryn about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So if you've got a group of you like to build a Pucara, because these, I think Aztec decals are not cheap.
Right.
You get, but it's comprehensive. Do you know what I mean? The schemes, but you need to build 20 Pucaras, if that makes sense. I don't know if anybody would, but if it's your thing. But the schemes on them are really, really nice. And yeah, I actually didn't know that. Obviously, I knew what obviously Argentina used them and Uruguay on the thing, but I didn't know else had actually used the aircraft. So interesting it is.
Has anyone mentioned what the hatch was for on the bottom, Phil?
No, I don't know what it's for either.
What hatch?
If you watch the review, you'll see it.
Oh, right,
if you see on the review, it's actually got a hatch and it looks like it's open, but it's underneath the bottom. Is that for emergency escape?
Yeah, it's weird.
For
who?
Because you can almost get inside it, which makes sense because it's a big old fuselage, so perhaps it's for maintenance and things like that underneath. But it's got basically a dustbin lid on the bottom.
Oh, right, okay.
And in the instructions, it shows you, isn't it open?
Yeah. No one's actually mentioned that, but I'm sure that's probably what it's for. Perhaps it's for getting inside the electronics and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Is there nothing on like pictures of real ones? Or has nobody bothered to Google it?
I don't think I haven't had chance to Google it. If I just pop in here and say, I'll show you tomorrow's review, because I actually haven't got it up yet, but it will be. If I just pop into here 1 second, and we'd be very clever, because I've got it queued up, but it's not in there yet, but you can get a thing for it. Where are we? Here we go. If we go manage, we should be able to look at the Beaufort one. There you go. You can get a sneak peek of tomorrow's review, because this is the Beaufort that will go up tomorrow. Okay, and again, I do mention about its nice bum, shame about the face, because you can't see it, that's all. But again, it's very, very nice, comprehensive, right the way through for the actual way it goes. Again, this glasswork on the front, I don't know, we've had some reports that it may have a few issues. Some people saying it's a little bit of a nightmare to fit, but again, it may be a bit of user error. We're not sure on that one. Jury's out. But got your decals. Again, just needs riveting. Let's face it. I think it's all there. Got weighted wheels.
That's a nice.
Again, the one thing I think just sort of still lets it down with Airfix, and it's not a dig at them per se, because it's just what it is, but because it's a shiny blue plastic, it doesn't do it any favours, because it looks very cheap, and I think it's literally what it is, because it's bulged weighted wheels, which is quite a nice touch with it, but because it's in this blue plastic, it just looks a little bit namby-bamby. I think if it was in a better colour plastic, it'd look nicer. But anyway, nice detail on the inside, got all the framing work. I'm pretty sure all these ejector pins are out the way, so
you get ribbon and stuff, you get internal detail, don't you?
Yeah.
You're probably going to see much of it, but it's there, isn't it? And to be honest with you, the Beaufort, again, Special Lobby did one when they were a young company, shall we say.
Yeah.
So it's a bit crude.
Yes.
I think it's a polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
At least this is an up-to-date tooling one, and when I see them do their 48th one, it's covered all bases, hasn't it? So, yeah,
My only other slight thing with this as well, if you look at the panel lining
Yes.
under here, it's very Matchbox-esque.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I haven't got a close-up still of it for the wings, but the ones on the tops of the wings look absolutely fine and very nice engraved in scale, I would say, but these just seem to be overdone. So, yeah, you can see it in here. These are very fine, these ones, and I couldn't work out if it was just camera angles and the things, but yeah, when I was looking at it doing the review, those ones just look really heavy compared to the top ones, but it may have been like that, I don't know.
at least it's underneath.
Yeah, yeah. So it is that thing, you don't see it. But again, you've got detail down in here, all the bits that go with it and everything. My only slight concern was it's only get a pilot.
One pilot. That's all you need.
One pilot.
Don't
So
need
I think it has a crew of 4, doesn't it?
I would have thought there'd be a navigator.
But that's all you get, your generic pilot. And I was like, but hold on, what about, obviously navigator, bombardier blokey, gunner, wireless operator bloke, and it's like, where are they? Because there's a lot of glass. You thought you would probably see them in there, but apparently not.
Thing is, to be honest, at least there is the token pilot, because normally you don't get any.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the other
Yeah.
way, isn't it? So,
But talking of the clear parts, they are very, very clear. And
Yes.
again, the edges on this are very sharp. So for masking point of view, you'd probably want to use a mask set, let's face it. But if you were masking by hand, so to speak, it's got nice, sharp, crisp edges. You can mask, go right up to it, get a cocktail stick in there, burr it around it, and then cut it. You won't have a problem with it, which is nice. It's not soft, but it's very thin as well. So clarity-wise, it's very, very good.
yeah.
So it's an interesting one, I must admit. It's one of those ones where it's like, it's fair on them, bringing out some good stuff. Anyway, that'll be up with you tomorrow, that one.
Cool. Look forward to seeing it.
So yes, right, cool. Do you want to do some questions?
Let's do the questions, yes.
Okay, so I'll probably have to shift this now because I'm in the wrong mode. Hold on. We go to PM questions.
What?
I was reading the first one.
What, by Steve Little? According to 2 Ronnies. How insulting.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve says, afternoon Phil and the 2 Rollies. Right, that's all right. Top stuff from me all as usual. Any idea when the pre-order for the Razor Crest could be? Thanks.
It's going to be later on actually we're getting to summerish, aren't we? But it's not due out till 3rd quarter, is it?
Yeah.
So we're going to put it up nearer the time.
Nearer the time, yeah.
It is one I was going to do, then I realised it was like
Yeah, you don't.
and thinking, oh, it's a bit earlier.
You don't want to put them up too early because then it's just waiting and waiting, And if there is a delay, like there has been on some stuff as well, then that's going to be even longer before it even hits the shelves. So we'll try, we'll give it enough time for people to get in and pre-order it. But it's going to be a bit later on, nearer the release date, I suppose, or
because we've got some bits from last year that we're still waiting in for, aren't we? That we did pre-order.
The Sabre.
Sabre.
Yeah, Sabre's one of them. So yes, and obviously we've like we've said so many times, what's happening. We can't guarantee when stuff's coming in, and nobody else can at the minute.
No.
So, but yeah, the pre-order we are doing one. That's definitely going to happen. It's just going to be obviously back at the
I can
end.
see that being my Christmas build.
What? You'll wait that long before you build it?
Well, I think it probably, with everything going on this year, but say you do a nice thing with metals with that to make it look quite funky.
They're going to 3D print a Mandalorian to go with it.
What Andy is he? If he starts now.
Yeah, I've got the 3D thing for it, but it's a big
Shrink
one. Shrink it, yeah.
Shrink it to that big.
What is it? 7 seconds scale?
Yeah, but it'll be like
I was going to say, only be that big. It'd be tiny.
It'll be tiny, a little Mandalorian and a little Yoda thing, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it. A floating Yoda.
A floating Yoda thing.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, as everybody calls
He
it.
does find out his name, doesn't he? But now I can't
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, so Dave says, afternoon all. I believe you have the AK range in stock. I've never used it, but can you be brush painted, and will it need to be airbrushed?
It's very similar. It's a similar type of paint to Tamiya, isn't it? So if you can brush paint Tamiya, you can possibly.
With a lot of retarder.
I mean, fair, we have got customers who do buy Tamiya paint
And brush paint.
and brush painter.
Yeah, well.
Personally, I ain't got a clue how to do it because I can't.
No,
Not without using retarder.
As soon as you put on the brush and you just it's dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
You
it.
start
Yeah,
taking-
you need a lot of retarder in it. Honest answer is, I presume it is more designed for airbrushing. I think.
Yeah.
But you know, like Andy says, if you stick a retarder in it, I would have thought you probably could brush it.
Yeah, my real advice to it is treat it like you would Tamiya. So it is that same thing, you know. I don't know many people who, like you say, hand paint with Tamiya, but those I do have got it worked out. I don't know how they do it either. It's a bit like unicorns and fairy dust, but you know, somehow they put retarders in, they thin it a little bit, and they put down these coats, and it works for them. But again, what else are you going to paint it in? You know. So it will go, you can, but as I say, easiest way is just treat it as you would Tamiya or Guns, the Aquatis range, because technically it's a synthetic. So, you know, you could use it with lacquers, you could use it with acrylic, so forth and so on. I've done videos on it. I will do some more. When we get some other stuff in, I'll sort out doing a proper on-test with it as well and do some demoing.
And I just make a statement here before we go down this road. Do not put X20A in it. Don't get fooled into that, because I've done it with a new thing and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that out there. It doesn't work with X20A. It turns it to gum. But you'll have to do your own test to see what it works with and what it doesn't. I think, to be honest with you, this range is more of a lacquer base now than it was.
Yeah.
From what I can read and think, it's more of a lacquer base paint than an acrylic.
To be honest, I always just stick lacquer thinners in it and away you go. It's absolutely fantastic. It loves every type of lacquer thinner that I've put near it. Literally, I've tried it with Tamiyas and obviously using the Guns with rapid thinners and everything else. It absolutely loves it. As I say, when you're going down the acrylic range, that's slightly different. One of the ones it really does like is IPA.
Yeah.
IPA works really well with it as well, but again, they do their own thinners, but you don't need it. If you're using lacquer thinners, stick lacquer thinners in it and away you go. Save yourself some money.
Yeah.
Yes, agree. My X20A bottles will be going on to Antiques Roadshow soon because...
I actually used them yesterday, you know, an
Did you?
X28. Do you know what it's for?
Decals.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I do. That's what I use it for now, X28 decals.
Same.
It's great for it.
Same.
It is, isn't it? It's,
Yeah, I do it all the time. Yeah, all of X15 and everywhere.
I've got no set, I've got no sol, and I've kind of, I don't know, I've kind of gone off that white gluey stuff from Guns.
Oh yeah, the
I like the green one, but the blue one with the white, which is you think is just. Like,
I think it's PVA glue.
It smells.
It's
fishy.
even separated like it.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone off that, if I'm honest.
So yeah.
It's X20A and extra thin for me.
Yes. I'm the same.
If it comes to it.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, yeah, that's for a different show, isn't it? That's for tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Aid says, afternoon all, can you tell me what the difference is between the white and the grey 8K modelling putty is, please?
Right, one's standard and one's hard, and I can't remember which is which. Okay, without looking at them. So I presume one's softer than the other. I don't really know, to be honest. I've got them and I've used them because they're acrylic-based putties, aren't they? And they're there.
Yes. So I don't. If we got the. Oh look, we haven't got a picture, Andy. Andy, need a picture. No picture.
Why is there no picture?
No picture.
So I put it up probably and didn't put a picture in.
No picture.
I bet the other one
picture.
has. If the other one's got a picture.
No, they haven't. I've just done both.
The other man. It didn't transfer properly.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Anyway, so hold on. One says modelling grey. I can't quite read what it says. Hold on. Let me try by the power of wizardry.
We'll blame for that one then.
That says...
The white hard one, isn't it? And the grey one's standard, if I remember.
Yeah, this is standard hard. Yeah, so the green one here, which is grey. Sorry, the yellow one, which is grey. I'll tell you, this is brilliant. This is like micro set and soul, isn't it? So yeah, the green one, which is grey, is your standard, and then obviously the red one, which is white, is the hard one. So is that just how they dry then? One dries
Yes,
harder than the other.
I think it is, yeah, to be honest, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't got a clue.
I say I don't use those, but
I've used both, and they both work. I presume it depends what you're filling, doesn't it? Really.
hey, look, Plasto's good.
To be honest with you, because like the Perfect Plastic Putty stuff.
Yeah.
The white one is nigh on impossible to rehydrate.
Yes.
To wet. You know how you can clean up with a Q-tip.
Yeah.
The grey one is is easier to do. It's still hard though. It's still not. I don't think any of them are as easy as Perfect Plastic or the Vallejo one.
Yeah.
But the white one is definitely a lot more work.
I never find the Vallejo one easy to rehydrate.
You do it straight away, I do though.
Well, yes, if you do it straight away, if you don't do it
if you leave it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a filler at the end of the day. It's supposed to go hard, isn't it? It's not much copy.
Perfect Plastic Putty you can rehydrate and let it dry and then take it out to your seam lines and things.
And then it sinks.
I see we're out of that. Have we got a line back on getting it in again?
What? Yeah.
Perfect Plastic Putty.
When I thinking, because we've got that place somewhere. Oh, I didn't know if you've seen the AK Green Power, which is
green stuff.
Oh, right. We were on about this the other day, weren't we? Two-part epoxy.
I forgot all about Woodstocky. That stuff's really good.
Oh, yeah, we were already discussing this the other day, weren't we? Saying what happened to green stuff.
Yeah, I think green stuff are still going, to be honest, but that's obviously AK's.
So basically, it's a two-part putty. It's a 50-50. You roll it together and you end up with, air drying clay, isn't it?
Yeah, similar to milliput, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a lot less messy than milliput, though.
Yeah, and as we know, milliput goes off because it looks like dog turd my stuff now after 5 years.
Wow, I watched a video on how to revive that. Do you know? No, listen, right? Do you know the obviously the resin is the bit that goes hard in it and gets that skin on it, right? If you add water, bit of water, and then flatten it.
Yeah.
Keep adding some water. You'll make it malleable again, and keep folding it on each other. You can revive it.
So I need to knead it.
You need to flatten it like a pancake. Yeah, basically add water to it.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll break down, obviously, the crust. What I normally do is just cut the crust off and use it.
That's what I did last time, wasn't it? We just skinned it like a kebab and then used the good stuff in the middle.
I think I've stuck it in the microwave before. And
I've heard people put it in the microwave.
And heated it up, because it's just going to rock hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, with the heat off your fingers as well, and with the water, it will make it more pliable, so you can knead it back with the other one.
I think my last one was proper hard.
Proper hard, is it really gone?
Hard, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got your different two there, hard and soft. Yeah. Okay, Graham says, hi guys. After seeing Matt spray a clear coat on his Jag, it helped me a lot. However, I still have a problem. The problem I have is periodically is the clear coat. When I spray the Tamiya satin or flat coat thinned with X20A, I get small white dots on my model. I'm thinning it 60-40, 60% thinner, low air pressure, and only a few inches away from the model. Any ideas what I'm doing wrong? Also, sometimes with this mix, decals wrinkle.
He's definitely not using flat base, is he? In anything.
Well, he says satin.
He does satin.
Flat clear, so yeah.
As long as it's not flat base. But I've had that problem before if I've not mixed it properly. You have to really, really give it a good mix, even though it's clear. You sort of think it's mixed, especially the flats. And you do sometimes get little white dots on them. But you need to properly give it a good mix. I'm going like that, but that's my...
Is it?
Is it? Okay.
It's his mixing tool,
right?
Do you want to borrow me? That's all right.
Just in case people were wondering, but yeah.
That's even worse.
But yeah, so and if you do get the white dots, sometimes if you get a Q-tip, cotton wool bud, and lick it, wet it a bit, and so you can, once it's dry, you can generally start to take them back off again. But just mix it, really, 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 really mix it.
And obviously make sure your airbrush is completely clean.
Yeah. Yes.
Make sure there's nothing in your airbrush either, because sometimes things can, I've had it happen, you get spots appear, usually when you're painting white.
Yeah.
And that black you painted 2 weeks ago suddenly decides to come back. Or red in white's a good one as well. You're wondering, what's the pink spots all over my model? That's happened to me before.
It's got a pink tinge.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
it.
Try thinning it a bit more. You know, we always go by the ratios of a brand new bottle, but if you've had a bottle that's been sat around for a year and it's thickened up a bit, then you need to thin it a bit more. So you might need to thin it a bit more than your 60/40. Is it 60/40?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just try to thin it a bit more, and just keep playing with it. And but really, really, really give it a good mix. And also on those whites, sometimes you get that crusty nush
Bits
around
around the top.
Yeah.
To be honest, that was the other thing I was going to say. You sure it's not? This one's a classic example. It's all crusty around the top. So when you undo it, well, there you go. It's all over here. Those bits go into your mix, and then you mix it up and do it. But what you've ended up with is these bits here have gone into your paint now. They thicken up and go to like a gel almost, and then literally you're firing them out. So that's what can be. It's like basically a really strong bit of flat. It's coming out more like white base. That can cause that as well. So again, we often talk about mixing outside the colour cup, thoroughly done. If we were all on the school of matte, we would do that, but we don't because we're bad and rebels. But that's what you should do. And again, if you are doing it properly, like we've said, if you've got like those clear mixing cups and all the rest of it, tip it to the side, see what's going on, make sure it is totally clear before you put it into your actual airbrush. I know somebody sent me a link the other week, and it was to these little cups that you can get, if you've seen them, that fit inside your airbrush colour cup. So it looks like a tea strainer, for want of a better word, that fits inside a colour cup. And then you're supposed to pour your paint in, and obviously you've got a mini sieve, and it's checked it to see what it is.
Strainer.
It's basically a paint strainer, yeah.
Which is not a bad idea.
So it stops that type of thing happening. So I used to make one out of an old wash bottle turned up with a bit of tights over the end.
Yeah.
I should just rubber band and use that. And that's, to be honest, when I used to use extra acrylics, because I think that's always what it was. The reason it used to stop was the crust and the thick bits used to fall in, and then it's in that paint and it never comes out. That's why I always reckon a brand new bottle of extra acrylics works beautifully. You never have a problem, but it's got no air dried crust on it. But as soon as you've used it that once, the bits go in, and that's why it never works second time.
Them fingers are worth having, because obviously this is more for a Thursday than a PM show, but obviously I think we might cover this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm back on tomorrow night. Is actually the painting process. I know we go through it like over and people are like, well, I've got problems with this and I've got problems with that. And a lot of it can be eliminated by the basics of like anything in life.
Yes.
And again, if you're not used to painting or airbrushing, so I'll keep this brief. If you can get the little paint strainers, you've eliminated another problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that problem's now eliminated because you're not getting your little crusty bits dropping into your airbrush or clogging up your tip or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an acrylic painter as well.
Yeah.
But we'll cover this tomorrow. We'll go through it tomorrow, I think.
I was going to say just one other thing is that it sort of goes back onto the previous question also, is that you're thinning it with X28, and I know that's the right product for that product, but we've all said that we use lacquer thinners.
He's in Canada, mate. They're a bit fraud here. Yeah, they're a bit funny about things like that over here, I think. From what I can gather,
product over there.
Well, they can't get LP.
Right.
No.
They won't let them, so I presume they can't, I don't know how they go about painting their cars and stuff, but because it's a nightmare.
Because lacquer thinners is a hotter product, it will eat
itself.
Yeah, so if you haven't got any bits in it, and you put a lot of lacquer thinners in, it will generally get rid of those bits to a certain extent, and you can sort of get rid of a lot of problems. The problem I found with lacquer thinners with X35.
Yeah.
Which was X35?
Semi in it.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the flat one? What's the flat?
86.
86. After a while, it always goes yellow.
That's normally when I backfill it, because I'll tell you what, I've got a bottle here that's gone yellow. Funny enough, you mentioned this. Stick me overhead, I'll show you with samples.
Oh yeah, no, it won't spray yellow. Yeah,
it never spray yellow because it's
just looks.
But,
looks like a sample, doesn't it?
Oh God, that's really gone.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you why it's done it, because this is another bottle. Look.
Yeah.
This I've backfilled. I've put lacquer thinners into it and I've chucked it back in this bottle. This is a brand new unopened bottle. The bottles are the same age because it came out of the same box. So, but that's all that is. I've actually sprayed a bit and then I've backfilled what I haven't used, and lacquer thinners has done it. But as you say, it's fine because other manufacturers, and I can't see any to hand, here they are. If you look at Hitaka, theirs are always yellow. These always look like samples, you know? So, yeah.
They've cut out the middleman.
Yeah, that's it. But it's. I think the lacquer thinners does something to it. And then obviously that's what it is. But again, this is one I've literally backfilled, and that's caused that problem, you know. So, oh, catch.
Drop that.
Drop that. It's all right. It's fine. It's back. So yeah, that's just one of those things. Gavin says, "I'll tell you what, Gavin, we'll move you over to tomorrow because that's more of a question about painting and doors and things. I'll move it over to tomorrow's." Peter says, "Hi everyone, not a question, but a big thanks for getting my Tamiya paint restocked to me so quickly. Ordered on Friday morning, shipped with me in Scotland by Saturday's post." Wow.
Well done. Well done, the post office.
Yeah. That's pretty clever stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Russell says, "Thanks for the prompt service from Matt and Andy as usual. My stuff arrives barely after ordering. My question, does Tamiya lacquer retarder work with ordinary XF acrylics?"
Yes. It does. Yeah, it does.
Yes. Also, I see PM stock the Trumpeter panel engraver. Is this the best or Revel? Same ones, aren't they?
It's the same one.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. It's okay for 1/72 and bigger scales.
Yeah, it's exactly the same one. Just different packaging.
I can't say it's the best engraver in the world, but it's one I still use quite a lot.
If you like it, if it works, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Eurogang ones and all sorts, and I do.
It's whatever you're comfortable with at the end of the day. Is that the Trumpy one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is that with a Revel sticker on it.
So all they've done is put a Revel bit
Revel
here. Yeah, I'll put Revel on that side, and it's the same. But you know, again, I've used this one quite a lot. The thing I like about it, it's lethally sharp, so it's very good for smaller scales. So 70-second scale, it's really, really nice. For big stuff like 30 seconds, you might see something with a bit more bite. But generally really nice, and it's got a nice good point on the end, which means you get right up to a wing root. So if you need to get up to somewhere, properly get in there to get it done, it will do it. Where some of them, like the normal P-cutters, you can't quite get in there, but this one you can. So
I know it's a stupid thing, but I like the way it's got a flat handle, whereas some, like Tamiya, for example,
round.
Those Tamiya
cylindrical.
The cylindrical. You sort of like lose where you are with the with your blade
grip. Yeah, I know what you mean now. I've said that. I never thought of that.
You lose the angle that you're on.
And I've got any P-cutters here. I've got all sorts of rubbish, but I don't know. There might be something in there, but I don't know where they are. Probably upstairs still.
Are those ones that you got from Japan, weren't they, Phil? Those Tamiya.
Yeah, the expensive ones.
Yeah, with the round handle. You can't hold them properly.
Yeah, but he's got the raptor claws. Where's the raptor claws? Like a ninja weapon.
Yeah, you got this one.
That's it, the holly ones, isn't it? That's it.
Which are lethal, and it literally is very, very thin. It's fully flexible, that's the only thing. Whereas you say, you got that one as well.
Do you need some sort of license for them?
Well, yeah, this thing's like proper lethal. It's got the saw blade on the inside, and it's a Scribing. This is a 0.2 at that end, and I can't remember what this is at that end. But yeah, they are. But this is the Tamiya one. These are carbide bits. These are really very, very thin. These are like literally, but they are very expensive, aren't they? How much were they? I can't remember now. I know we sell them. But yeah, but the thing is, the handle is separate. You buy them, the bits on their own. And then obviously, you know, your handle. And the other, I'm not having a go here, but they come in a nice big box, and you think you're getting a load, but actually, no, you just get the one.
You get one.
So you get a box that will handle a load, and you think, oh, that's not bad for whatever price they are, but actually they come as singles. So they come literally, so I've written on here so I know what it is. So you got a 0.1, 0.2, I can't remember what that one is now. They are colour coded.
Look.
Yeah.
Hold that one up because you're not really going to see off Mike. I've got a thingy camera here.
Hold on. I've lost my thing.
You only get. I don't know if you can change the end. You can because they come with a little thing. But I've got this. You can't really see it.
It's a guns one.
It's a Jeep. Yeah, it's a Creos.
Hold on. Yeah.
And you get a little scribe thing, but it's got an Allen key or whatever that is. A little.
Yeah.
To change the end, but I've only got this end with it. I've had it a while and I don't know where I got it from. It's one of them like Japanese. I need one of them tools. I don't even know where I've seen it. I've probably seen it on somebody scribing figures, if I'm honest. I think that's where I've seen it. But it's the same sort of thing you've got, the Tamiya one.
Yes.
I don't think it was very cheap, if I remember.
But yeah, those trumpeter ones are
They're all right.
cheap, but we've all got them.
I think about 15 quid, if
Yeah.
that, aren't they? A tenner, 15 quid. They're cheap. And
Yeah.
I bet we've all got them. I bet you've got one, have you?
yeah, I've got one
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah, I've
we've
got
got
one.
one.
I've got every scribing tool one because I
Yeah.
can't scribe for toffee, so
It's tools.
that's why I build armour now and paint figures because I can't scribe aircraft.
But yeah, they are, the thing is, like we've said before, scribing is one of those, it's like a life skill you learn, and then you'll find something that works for you. A particular tool. I like the UMM ones, but again, I don't really get on with the Tamiya ones, but these were seen as the latest and greatest, so we brought in a load from Japan. But I think they rip, they seem to tear, they don't seem to make a nice, proper, decent cut, but that is more to do with the angle. If you have the angle right, but it's a real flaff because you have to have it at a perfect weird angle to get it to work easily. The claw one is just a nightmare because it is so sharp. It has a nasty habit of going off on its own. But again, it's finding what, just say Andy said, like if it's comfortable in your hand and you relax a little bit, I think that really does help. So it's what works for you at the end of the day. And say, I'm like Matt was saying, I've got hundreds of different types of scribing tools, trying to find the one that works for you. Nowadays, I must admit, I tend to like this one, which is the UMM one, because it's really long. I think the long handle helps with your stability.
That one, out of all the ones I've got, I like the number 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do. I've got all 3 of them, and I do like the number 3 the best because it's longer. I think it's easier to control.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think, personally, from my point of view, it's because it's a nice long handle. It's easier in the hand, and it seems to follow. It tends to go where I want it to go, where all the others go where they want to go. So,
scribing is that thing of letting the tool do the work and not putting pressure on, but it's I don't know. It's
try not to do it in one go and
Yeah, it is. People who actually rescribe full kits, kudos to them because I've been filling more
slips,
mess ups.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh God, 100%. It took me longer to correct than me to scribe it, I think.
Yes.
But anyway, there you go.
Right, Les says, gents, just ordered some Aquitis paints. Is Mr. Hobby levelling thinners okay for these?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It works really well actually with them. You've just got to remember, Les, that it takes a bit longer to go off. Rapid thinners is better, but obviously, I don't know if you've got any rapid thinner. That seems to make it work better and dry quicker because if you use a leveling one, it will skin over. So give it a good 24 hours
at least
before you touch it and pick it up because you'll leave fingerprints. But that's guns.
Yeah, and also give it a good at least 48 hours before you put a clear coat on it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get the problem with all that is get crazy paving.
Let it gas off.
Yes, it needs to gas off.
Gas
chap.
off.
Definitely. Okay, Scott says, I think I put my question in the thread for last week's show, Numpty. Anywho, good afternoon, chaps. Yesterday, I bought my first 12 jars of AK and some AK thinner from the PM store. Planning on trying it out on my next build, the Revel 32nd Arado. See, that everyone's building Arados now.
Arado, 196B, that's what you're doing, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, doing a 196 something. Yeah, because
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, question is, what paint thinner mix would you recommend? I normally just tip in a jar and shake it to death. If the AKs impress me, I'll bit. I think he means bite and ditch and bin. Yeah, bite and bin. I think he means ditching the Tamiya acrylics. Cheers, guys. Okay, so again, this is the thing about painting and mixing. Obviously, all paints are slightly different. If you're going to thin AKs with lacquer, just treat them like Tamiya. start 50-50, but I think you'll end up probably near 60-40. But again, depending on your airbrush, your needle size, listen to your paint. If it sounds like it's struggling, thin it a little bit more. If you're getting great coverage, thin it a little bit more, and things like that, and try and work it out. From what I can tell, there is very little difference between the Air series, which tend to be satin finish, and the Armour series, which are really flat finish. From a mix point of view, they mixed identically when I've worked on both of them, so it's not like you need to change them at all. But again, the one thing I do like about the AK ones, very similar to Tamiya, they've got a very broad workable area, which means you don't have to be in like a 10%. It's got to be within 10%, otherwise it won't spray, or it runs, or it's horrible. It's got a very nice big area. You'll notice it's not working as well, but it will still work, you know. So if you're a little bit too thick, it will still go in fantastic. If you're a little bit too thin, it will be fine. You're just going to need another coat as you go through. But like everything, it's a little bit of trial and error. See how you get on with it. If you're thinning with lacquer thinners, then honestly, I think that's the way to go. Their thinners, obviously, same thing. So
I look forward to seeing it in the is it 82, 83?
So, no, 72, 73.
72, 73, is it? Yeah, I can't remember. Because I've done mine in MRP because somebody had got some.
Yeah, me. They've got some.
Pinch them up, pinch them
Get
out.
rid of it. Come get rid of it. Yeah, I'll tell you with Phil, it's thicker. The thing is, you'll notice it's thicker in the jar than Tamiya.
yes.
So, like, I would definitely test it on a buster or something, as if you're not under, you know, just to get used to it. And the usual thing we always say, just spray it somewhere else to get your ratios and mixing. Are you comfortable, and if you're happy with the finish and stuff? So probably, I mean, personally, I probably thin it 70-30, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you're probably going to be near. It depends, obviously, if you are, you know, a couple of coats and build up and a lot more of a satin finish, then you're going to go a little bit thinner.
I always, I would rather go thinner than thicker.
Yeah.
Because of then you've got less work
coverage.
keeping it back out.
Yeah.
It takes a bit more coverage, but it's very well pigmented. It's up there with Attacker for pigmentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paint. So I think even if you do thin it quite a bit, it's still going to cover okay.
But like I say, if you're used to spraying Tamiya or Attackers and things like that, it's the same. I don't think it's. I didn't change my style of airbrushing at all. So if you're used to spraying those two, it's just exactly the same. But like Matt said, it's got very good colour. It covers exceptionally well. I must admit, when I knocked up and did it for the tank, for instance, with the Armour one, I knocked up way too much. It seemed to go on forever. There's me spraying it all on, and literally I've got a colour cut. Well, take the top off, expecting it to be low, and it's like, have I even used any? It went on forever because it covers very, very well. So so when I did the little Hurricane, tiny amount, I nicked up literally a little bit, and I still had some left over. So yeah, it does go well.
And don't ditch your Tamiya.
No.
One thing that we've all got different, lots and lots of paints.
Yeah.
We've all got Tamiya.
I always go back Tamiya.
Yeah, you always go back to Tamiya.
You always go back. No, never done. Yeah, don't ditch the Tamiya, because there's colours in Tamiya as well that obviously you won't get in the AK range. I know there's a lot of crossovers, but no, I definitely won't ditch Tamiya.
And also you can use, don't forget Tamiya's also mixed with your AK.
Yes.
So if you want to say do any shading, you can add some buff to your browns or add some yellow to your greens and to give yourself some shade.
Definitely. They're all interchangeable.
Yeah, because don't forget, these have got the little flammable symbol.
Yeah.
So if anything's got a flammable symbol, you can mix it all together. You know. So as I say, it's a great way.
Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
Complementary paints.
Yes. There we go. I think we're done for today.
Yes.
So, as I say, if you're interested in the AK paints and all the rest of it, don't forget. Hold on. How's this going to work? I've made it bigger.
Power.
Hold on. I need to make this smaller. There we go. You can pop over to the store, and we've obviously got all your bits and pieces you'll need down in there. Just click on the little icons and it will go. We're now obviously doing UK and international postage as well. So, you know, pretty much anywhere on the planet you are, we can get it to you. So shouldn't be a problem. Just like that. Obviously, you know, might take a little bit longer, but it will get there eventually. Let's make our way through. Anyway, that's it from us. Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back with you tomorrow night for the live show at 7:30. So if you want to come along, join us for there. Obviously, the Beaufort will be up with you tomorrow. So obviously, you can go off and see that one on there as well. And then obviously, that's available through the PM store, just like the Pucara as well on that one. Cool. We all done this?
Can I just say, and it's goodbye from me, and it's a goodbye from
Him.
Right. Good.
as you to say.
You're going to start running off next doing this like Malcolm and Wise up the warehouse. Right. Okay then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all again soon. Happy modelling. Take care. Bye.